Ivan Glasner is out for a few weeks with a knee injury. Hopefully he can return by the end of the season. All other players are fit. Of course, Nketiah, I already told that he will be out for the rest of the season, but all other players who were involved in the first leg are travelled with us to Florence.
How big a blow is it to not have Ivan with you for the game? You know, someone like that, the way that he plays, especially.
Well, it's always a bad situation if we have to miss, or if we miss a player. And Ivan did really well. He scored some goals, he assisted, but I think we showed, especially against Newcastle, that we also can replace him. And also against Fiorentina, when he had to come off, I think Pino had a great impact to the game. When he came on, I think we got more control at the end of the game, and we scored the important third goal against Fiorentina. So we have a better depth in the squad than we had in autumn. We have many more players fit and available, so that's why I think we can replace him. But of course, it's always a situation we don't really like.
With Pino, as you say, impressed in the first leg when he came on. Difficult season for him. Have you seen what he produced in that leg in training from him? And is that something you feel that he's really capable of doing from the start of a game, both in Europe and the Premier League?
Oh yes, I think it's. I think Daichi just had an interview and he mentioned it, that he had 6 tough months at the beginning when he arrived in the Premier League, and I think Pino is a little bit the same. He has to get used to the intensity of the Premier League, but he shows it in every training session, and also he showed in many games that he can help us creating chances. I think he's the player who created most of the chances in our team, sometimes he could have easily 6-7 more assists, but just the conversion rate was not really good enough. So he is always very hard-working, very smart in finding the spaces and creating overloads in different areas, so I'm really pleased that he is in a good shape again.
You've got a convincing lead from the first leg. Is there a fine line between being confident and not getting ahead of yourselves and thinking that this game is won, this tie is won?
I don't think that anyone has this mindset, so just because one thing we tried to implement when we arrived more than 2 years ago is to create the mindset that we always show our standard, regardless which team we are playing, regardless if we play at home or we play away. And we have shown this also in the Conference League, that we can be very strong in away games. We have shown this in many Premier League games, and also tomorrow. Our approach is always the same. We are here to win the game. We are not here to defend anything. We are here to win, and this is the approach. And so for me, it makes it easy because it's in every single game the same.
You have 4 players who are 1 yellow card away from suspension if you make it through. Is that on your mind at all? Is that in the back of your mind?
No. I've mentioned it often, if you want to avoid something, then things happen. So don't think about it. Play your game. If it happens, it happens. And if not, then not.
Up front, is it a difficult call for you who to play? Jean-Philippe Mateta has obviously come back in and he's doing really well, but Jürgen Strand-Larsen was suspended for the first leg. He's now available. How hard of a decision is that for you, who to play up front?
No, it would be difficult. If no one is available, then it would be difficult. It's the best situation we are in, that we have more options, and we have seen it against Fiorentina. That we needed some impact from fresh players at the end. We have seen it, or we could see it against Newcastle, and that's why it's a very good situation for all of us.
Daichi, on Pino, your manager sort of mentioned it there. Do you sort of relate to the way that his season has gone and the way that your season last season went? And have you two spoken, you and Jeremy, about that as well, about settling in?
Unfortunately, I can't speak with Jeremy a lot because he can't speak English, and I also can't speak English well. So we all see his efforts in the training, every training session, and also I know how it's difficult to play in the Premier League. Also, the player needs a time. So the players only can do the every training session. We train hard. We give our all everything. So that's we only can do it. So and Jeremy does always does. Yeah, Jeremy is doing training so hard. So yeah, I think
Big effort.
huh?
Big effort.
Big effort. So we all know it about this, and yeah, we just need time.
How much does your experience of playing in Europe help yourself and the team? The managers said before that how can this team be the favourites to win this competition because they've never played in Europe before. So as someone who has played in Europe before or a different competition, how much does that help?
I played many European games, and I have experience, but I really don't know how much I can help the team. But at least me and Gafa, we've already won the European titles. So, and I think our Gafa's tactic is very much to play the tournament games, because I think his defensive tactic is one of the best tactic in the world for me. So that's why we perform well in the European competition.
You're out of contract in the summer, I believe. Have you had talks over a new contract, and would you like to stay at the club?
No, I don't. I really don't know my future, and I don't decide yet anything my future. So I really want to know my future, but yeah, I just focus every single Paris game. So I don't know yet.
That's fine. Thank you very much. We'll go to the gentleman. Thank you.
Salve, benvenuti. Al mister volevo chiedere, visto che insomma dal prossimo anno ci sarà un cambiamento in panchina, se considererebbe la Serie A come uno step di crescita per lei, se considera anche la Serie A come un campionato in cui potrebbe venire a lavorare, e in generale cosa ne pensa anche della Serie A attuale. Grazie.
For me, it's a little bit similar than what Daichi said. So I don't know anything about my future. My real 100% focus is on the 6 weeks we have, hopefully 6 weeks we have with Palace, with the games in the Premier League and in the Conference League. But yes, of course, I'm always following Serie A for many years, so I'm really open. But for me, it's like always what I told it. It's the project. It's the ambition of a club, and it's what the club wants to achieve. So it's just being a manager in the Serie A. I wouldn't do it. So then it's better staying at home and spending time with my family. But if a club is really ambitious, wants to win something and wants to move forward, then it can be interesting. But right now, I'm not thinking about my future. I'm really just thinking to have the best possible ending with Crystal Palace.
Okay, the gentleman
Grazie.
next.
Posso
Okay,
fare
sorry.
una domanda?
Yeah.
A Daichi invece bentornato perché sei stato in Italia qui alla Lazio. Proprio sul passaggio alla Lazio ti chiedo cosa ti ricordi di quella esperienza, cosa ti porti dentro, e anche sul finale, perché poi qui quando sei andato via c'è stata un po' di polemica anche con la Lazio, col direttore sportivo che ha detto che è stato sostanzialmente ricattato dal procuratore per quanto riguarda un rinnovo che sembrava fatto e poi invece è sfumato. Se ci fai anche un po' di chiarezza, sono passati 2 anni ma qui se ne è parlato tanto. Grazie.
Yeah, first of all, I got really good experience in Lazio. I still watch their game, and I really don't know what happened and my agent and the routine. I really don't know, but when I was there, the rotator and the sporting director, I felt they really loved me a lot, and I also had a difficult moment in there, but in the end, I got a good experience, and then I'm really grateful to the all Lazio fans and then also the Lazio players. So yeah, I had good memories there.
Thank you. Gentleman now.
Buonasera mister, sono Andrea Giannattasio di Radio Firenze Viola, ben arrivata in Italia. Le chiedo che ambiente si aspetta domani allo Stadio Franchi, che come avrà visto è oggetto anche di lavori di ristrutturazione, quindi è una situazione un po' particolare, e se si attende una Fiorentina diversa rispetto a quella del Selhurst Park. È chiaro che deve recuperare 3 reti, quindi l'atteggiamento probabilmente cambierà. Oggi Vanoli ha detto potrei cambiare qualcosa da un punto di vista di formazione. Che novità si attende? Grazie.
So first of all, the atmosphere. I watched the Monday night game against Lazio on TV, and of course, then it's always half of the stand is empty, and that we all, I think, would prefer that the stadium is sold out and full. But I think will be approximately 20,000, and then like always in Italy, and I think it's a very emotional atmosphere, and the Fiorentina fans will support their team, but I was told 1,400 Palace fans will be here as well, so they will be very loud and supporting us, and that's why I'm expecting a great European night. And the second thing, I don't know if I don't expect them changing a lot, to be honest, because when you have a certain way and a certain style of playing, you can't change it within 3 days. And Fiorentina has been very successful in the way they are playing in the Serie A, because I think they are unbeaten in 6 games now, and it's difficult to create chances against them, and they're always able to score. Usually they don't have very high scoring games in the Serie A, and so I was surprised that we could score 3 goals, that we were really able to create 4 or 5 big chances against them. And I expect them a bit more aggressive, because they have 2 styles of defending. The one is playing in a deep block, defending the box very well, and the other way is being very aggressive and pressing man-to-man very high. This is what they did straight after halftime, or more times in the second half, and in these moments we were struggling a little bit, so I expect them being more aggressive and going more man-to-man. But on the other side, what we could see at the end of the game, when they take more risk, this gives us more space, and then we are also able to create our chances and score goals. Because at the end, I think we were closer to score a 4th goal than they were to get their first. But yeah, at the end, I think both teams, now we are in April, both teams have their style, their way of playing, and they don't change it completely.
Thank you. Gentleman there.
Ciao, buonasera, benvenuto in Italia. Volevo chiederle quanto è stato complesso gestire il momento di Nketiah da gennaio ad oggi con l'infortunio, con le voci di mercato. Lui è stato vicino proprio di una squadra italiana come il Milan. Quanto è stato difficile e quanto è contento di riaverlo viste le ultime 2 partite? Grazie.
I'm very pleased to have him back and getting closer to his best fitness. I think he's not still on 100%, but he's coming closer and closer. And to be honest, it was very easy to manage him because he's a lovely person, first of all, and he's a great football player. And as soon as the transfer to AC Milan collapsed, I had a talk to him, and he said, Gaffa, I will work very hard to be fit and help the team achieving our goals. And this is what he did from day number 1. And so I think everybody in the dressing room, everybody at Crystal Palace likes him because he's just such a lovely person and a funny person. He's always joking, smiling, and it's just bringing good mood to the dressing room. And that's why it was really easy.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Lady there, have you got the microphone, please? Can we have the microphone? Thank you.
Buonasera, Vanessa Leonardi, Sky Sport. In questi giorni, dopo quel giovedì per le italiane non bellissimo, con la sconfitta della Fiorentina con Crystal Palace e il Bologna con l'Aston Villa, si è parlato molto della differenza che c'è tra la Premier e il calcio italiano. Volevo sapere cos'ha la Premier in più del calcio italiano e la differenza che lei vede. Poi su Nketiah, in Inghilterra si parla molto del suo futuro. Secondo lei rimarrà al Crystal Palace? Grazie.
Let's answer the easy question first. I don't know about JP Mateta, what he's planning. I wish for him, like for all the other players, that he will be called up by France and playing the World Cup, and then let's see what will happen. And the second thing, I watched just the summary of Bologna against Aston Villa, and I think Aston Villa was very efficient, and Bologna missed a few good chances, so I think that the result could have been the other way as well. And when I watch our game, we watched it back, we were quite efficient as well. And straight after halftime, Fiorentina had this big chance when they hit the crossbar to score the goal. And so I think it's not a massive difference between these leagues. Inter Milano just played the Champions League final last year, being very, very competitive in Europe. I think it's just a little bit different in the way the teams are playing in Italy and in England. In Italy is, so when I don't watch many Italian games, but of course a few, it's always having a very compact block and then waiting, and also the playing very quick forward when they play. When they attack, or playing in the back, whereas in England sometimes it's more up and down and it's more aggressive. Also Italy is playing very often man-to-man when they press high. I think this is maybe a little bit because Atalanta was quite successful in this style, and then many other teams, I don't know exactly, but many copied it a little bit, and this is it's a good style to get pressure very high, but on the other side it can make you vulnerable in the back of your defense, and yeah, so we have to prove that there is a gap between the Premier League and the Serie A, because one game, I heard you say the same in England, I don't know in Italy how we say in Austria, one swallow doesn't make a summer.
Una rondine non fa primavera.
Exactly, so we need a second swallow tomorrow.